Hello, welcome. So, I'm gonna keep this breeding reef. Did I say I'm gonna keep this breeding reef? I did. Okay. I'm gonna keep this reading brief. I really just, I don't know. I really just felt like seeing what was going on in the energy. So I think that's just what I want to do. Do a brief check-in in the current energy. See what comes out. Just to be aware. Just to be aware. I was trying to hold out, you guys, on going live until I was ready to pretty much jump in front of the camera. I kind of wanted to slow down my channel a little bit, engage with the audience a little more, maybe get some people to come up and share different perspectives. I'm just interested in that at this point in time. I want to hear like the minds of other people on maybe some of the topics that have come out in tarot readings, some of the things that people are actually going through currently. I would like to hear, like, you know, a male point of view, a female point of view, in addition to what we get from spirit or through my filter from my life experience. But anyway, that is to come. That is to come. So I did have something I was gonna share, but I think I'll just wait. I'll wait. That's my it keeps me motivated so that I actually do what I intend to do, which is to do exactly what I just told you. So I'll just wait to share that. So let's just go ahead and get in and see what's going on in the current energy. All praise to the Most High. Trust your intuition over mine. See what we get. What's going on for my collective whenever they're finding this video? So I have two cards coming out. They don't know what you are. Mystic, divine, AI. You jump timelines. Unable to figure you out, but invested. Okay. So you're confusing. Somebody's confusing. Someone's confusing. It may have something to do. It may have something to do with how you move vibrationally. With jumping timelines. And it also feels like differing opinions. Or maybe this is even gossip. Okay, people who are talking about you, unable to figure you out, unable to figure out what you're able to do or accomplish or how. So it could just be speculation on someone here. And obviously, you know, for my channel, we talk a lot about the divine timeline. We talk a lot about karmic energy. So I feel like this could possibly be that you can jump between karmic energy and divine energy, and someone wants to like put you in a box. They want you to just be one or the other. Okay, so somebody may not understand authenticity, duality, the ability to exist in multiple dimensional spaces, because a lot of the things that we experience is mental. So mentally, you could be very aware of lower vibrational energy and how you would react or how others would react or how you would perceive something. And at the same time, you may also be very well aware of how you would perceive that from your higher self, or you could be aware of a higher point of view, a higher perspective, and it's easy for you to shift back and forth between those things, maybe even seamlessly or effortlessly. So actually, you're a very multifaceted being, whoever you are, but you have people, and maybe that's what it is. It doesn't have to be that it's bad. I don't have that yet. You know, it doesn't have to be that it's negative. It just feels like speculative. Okay, someone's there is a lot of speculation around you, possibly even like your authenticity. So someone's invested and finding this out. It says, see it the way it is so you can make it the way it should be, in acceptance. Now, this could mean that someone's getting their questions answered, or someone already got their questions answered. It feels like something or someone was being questioned. Maybe put under a what do you call that? A micro lens, a magnifying glass. Someone wanted a closer look, or really needed to investigate possibly, to try to figure something out or get to the bottom of something. Someone was looking for an answer to a question. Someone was trying to pin you down, or like I said, it feels like somebody wanted to put you in a box. Okay, this could also be the type of energy where it could also be the type of energy where it's like a humbling energy. Someone wanted to humble you, so I will share this. I didn't know if it was going to come out in the energy, but right before I went live, this scripture came out, and I wrote it down just because I love what it said. And also, it's taken from James 3, verse 13, so that's 313. And I'm from the D, Detroit. But I like the scripture, the context I feel is very relevant to inner city people, period, but especially my hometown. So it says, who is wise and understanding among you? Let them show it by their good life, by deeds done in humility. Humility is a modest view of one's value or importance, and modest would be balanced, not too high, but even more important, in my opinion, from where I come from, not too little, okay? But a modest view of one's value or importance that comes from wisdom. So I feel like you may have a modest viewpoint of yourself. You could obviously think higher of yourself. You could obviously think lower of yourself. But it seems like you're falling somewhere in between. And it feels as if someone wants to decide based on maybe your deeds, maybe not even just your deeds in your life. Like, you can do good deeds, but if they don't see what you do for them, and for most people it's going to be materially, physically. Okay, if you're not putting it in their pocket, if you're not adding value to their pockets, if you're not giving to their life in particular, if you're not investing or even giving attention to their life in particular, they could perceive you as someone who has no value. But is that your truth? Obviously not. Your truth is derived from what you do personally and how you feel about yourself personally. So you could be in total acceptance of yourself, what you do, who you are, how you got to be, where you are. But it feels as if you have other people that have viewpoints about you, and everybody does. But somebody's like really invested in their viewpoint of you and in judging you. And in some ways it feels as if they even want to humble you. So maybe they think you should think lower of yourself. Or for some of you, maybe it's someone who wants you to think higher of yourself. Okay, so look, I literally have both. So I think that that's the case. You may even get conflicting energy oftentimes. So you, more than anybody, you have to really stay toes on what you know, what your personal truth is, because you have both coming towards you. You have people who want to turn you up. They want to pour into you. What's that song on TikTok? If you like, shorty, you pretty as fuck. When the last time somebody turned you up? Like, when is the last time that somebody poured light into you? When is the last time somebody said something good to you? When is the last time you let your light shine? Like, you may have someone who is like, they feed your confidence, okay? Maybe not even your ego. They feed your confidence. Somebody sees you the way you see yourself, and they continue to keep that light on. You could come from an inner city, like I said, where a lot of times people just want you to keep your head down because their head is down and they don't know how to pick it up. And you get one person in the group that picks their head up, and everybody looks at them like, who the fuck do you think you are? You don't get to stop struggling. You don't get to be happy. You don't get to look good. You don't get to make money. You don't get to have nice things. You don't get to be pretty. You don't get to be handsome. You don't get to have privileges. Like, you don't get an easy life. So a lot of times they actually need that extra 10-10 on the clock. But a lot of times they actually need that extra positivity. They need that boost of confidence, because it keeps them from being too humble. Okay. But you have that coming towards you, which is kind of like, some people don't like that type of energy because it makes them get the big head. Okay. And that can cause issues for you, especially if you start feeling like a inflated sense of confidence, like a confidence that you don't have personally. You don't have it by yourself. That happens a lot in social media. It happens a lot for content creators. You put your best foot forward for the world because you are under their speculation, or because you just want to show up. You could have been raised that way, that when you are going to show up, you show up a certain way. Okay. Maybe through filters, or maybe because of all of the added things that you do, you could become unhappy with your truth, like who you are outside of the good angles, or outside of the filters, or outside of the things that you do to put on a show or to entertain, but not what you do on a regular basis, day to day. Even pictures, there's great ways to see things or capture things, but if it's not a part of your day-to-day reality, then it can become disheartening. So a lot of people don't like for someone to like build their confidence up, even if it's other people telling you. You could just be regular on social media, but you have so many people flocking to you, telling you how handsome you are, how beautiful you are, how accomplished you are. But if you don't feel those things on your own, then a lot of times it could just send you into this inflated sense of everything is great, I'm doing exactly what I need to, but that's really not your personal truth. So it does have a lot to do with knowing oneself. So we do have to take accountability, but at the same time, you may shy away from a lot of like people pouring this kind of adoration or admiration for you. Okay, is what I feel. Somebody could like push away from that. We also have key player in reverse. So this is like, you see yourself as important. You see yourself as accomplished. You see yourself as productive. You have like a high sense of confidence. Okay, you have a high sense of self. You see yourself, you prioritize yourself, you love yourself, you love who you are, you love what you do, you love how you move, you love how you think, you love how you love. You just love who you are. Okay, and I feel like somebody thinks that that's too much, that you love yourself too much, or you think too much of yourself, or that you are, it could also be for some of you, you just tend to play an important role in someone's life. What you think matters to them more than they really want it to. Who you are matters to them more than they want it to. So they may be putting you on a pedestal and trying to knock you down, but it's a pedestal they're putting you on, not even one you're putting on yourself. You could actually be very balanced with how you see yourself. Like I said, it feels like you are also someone who people sometimes give you too many compliments, or they pour too much into you, and you have to work to be humble. But then you also have individuals who want to humble you. They want to take you down from maybe just the place of keeping your head up high. I was taught to walk with your shoulders back and your chin up, shoulders back. It's just a sign of self-respect. But some people can see that as haughty. Some people can think that you're arrogant, or you're full of yourself, or you're conceited or cocky or whatever. You have a false sense of importance. So you have someone here that it feels as if they want you to feel that you are not important, that you don't, you're not this important person. For some of you, you could even do something that puts you in the limelight. Someone does not want you to feel that way about yourself. Now, that could be someone who does not feel that way themselves. You could be a peer. You could be a family member. You guys could work at the same job. You could be in the same line of work. You could be the same age, but it feels like it could be a comparison there. So someone could feel as if, you know, why should you feel important and I don't? Why should you feel confident and I don't? Why should you feel good and I don't? Why should you be happy and I'm not? Why should you feel pretty? Why should you feel sexy? Why should you feel handsome? Whatever it is, and they don't. All right, so judgment. Just judgment. Feels like somebody's under judgment. Doesn't feel like the person that's under judgment is experiencing any kind of difficulty. Likely because whoever it is I'm talking about, you're toes, 10 toes down. But the speculation is still going on, and it feels like the people who are trying to judge you or speculate about you, they're experiencing more of a hardship than you are, because they can't figure you out, because they can't put you in a box, because they can't humble you, or they can't blow up your ego just to pop your bubble. Like, and for some of you, it's because they can't tell you enough. They cannot tell you good things. They can't tell you enough good things enough times for you to accept it and for you to walk in it, for you to hold your head up. So you could also have someone that is experiencing difficulties and issues with you because all they're sending you is good energy. All they're sending you is love and light. All they're trying to do is give you the truth, shine the truth in your face, because someone could feel that you are not seeing yourself clearly. You're not seeing yourself. You're not seeing your value. Someone could feel that you put yourself down or you keep yourself too modest, too humble, because modesty is not always about what you wear. There's modesty in everything. You can be modest in your spending habits. You can be modest in how much attention you give to things. You can be modest in the way that you speak, or modest in how much you talk about your transparency. You can be modest in your drinking. You can be modest in your indulging. You can be modest in your eating habits. Modesty is just a measure of balance. It's a measure of self-discipline. And I feel as if there could be someone here who could be irritated that you are just too modest. You're too balanced when they feel like you should turn up. Really, they may feel that you have a cause to actually hold your head up a little higher than you already do. And someone could be not understanding, why is it that you are not seeing this? Why aren't you just stepping into this role that they want to cast you in? Like I said, some people want to see you as a karmic. Some people want to see you as a divine being. You could literally see yourself as all of the things, somewhere in between. You don't always do everything the way that everybody else thinks is right. You're not perfect. You don't try to be. But you do try to hold yourself to a higher standard, and you're always aware of your potential, and you may reach for it. But I do feel like it's a push or a call from both perspectives. Okay, that's what I want to say. But somebody is definitely like, I don't want to say you on the chopping block, but you are definitely like on the billboard. Like, people are just kind of trying to figure you out and making assumptions about you. All right, let's see. What's going on in the current energy? Bonnie and Clyde, ride or die, us against the world, in a dedicated partnership. Okay, so some of you, this is, and heart's a heart, yeah. Some of you, this is your divine feminine or your divine masculine. They're looking at you. They may be looking at your life, or looking at what they know about you, or looking at your connection and how things are currently, and wondering, why aren't you doing more, or why don't you just do less? Like, some people, or somebody here, it feels as if they're like with you, or they're into you. They have love for you, regardless of what you choose to do. But they do have like I feel like they already have a perceived viewpoint of you. But whoever this person is kind of like, it doesn't matter. If you choose to not do all of the things that they see as your potential, they still think that who you are currently is enough. If you do choose to go after everything that is your potential, they see that as amazing, because you can. They see that you are capable of it. So it's kind of like, I don't know, feels more like a friendship. It could just be that. It could be a soulmate, and typically you guys tend to be in the same energy at the same time. But it says deep conversations. This could be someone that you've had intimate conversations with, or you get into deep discussions. You guys talk about the deeper things, or you feel like you have a very deep insight into this person's heart and mind. I feel like this is someone who is blunt and honest with you, or they're always honest and blunt with themselves about how they feel about you. Okay, let's get more. So some of you, this is your partner. It's your partner or it's a friend that is trying to figure you out, but it's kind of like ride or die. Bonnie and Clyde. They're down for the ride. They're down for you regardless. If you're wrong, if you're right, they're on your side. Somebody's already chosen you, it feels like. Like they've already chosen to align themselves with you. They like who you are. They like your spirit. They like your soul. They like your essence. They like your morals. They like your character. Things that typically don't change. That's what they're attached to. Your choices, your decisions, how you choose to express it, or how you choose to show up. That doesn't matter so much to them, as much as like your foundation. So someone likes your foundation, the core of you. We have fed up in reverse. Oh yeah, somebody's not giving up. This person is lost right now currently. They don't really know. You could have disappeared on this person or ghosted this person, or you got out of your feelings quickly with this individual before they even got a chance to see, you know, how you were feeling about them, or even a chance to express how they were feeling about you. So they're not currently aware of where you are currently on the subject of them, but they're like dedicated on the subject of you. And it also feels like they're not tired yet. It says fed up in reverse. Over it, not having it, frustrated. This person is not frustrated. They haven't gotten to figure out with you what they want to figure out, and they're not done yet. This person could be lost. Here it says ghosted, cowardice, disappearing act. They could have fear built up. This could be someone who walked away from you temporarily. Maybe in an effort to not get fed up with you, in an effort to not get so frustrated with you that they chose to just give up on the whole situation or not try to find out more. This could be someone who took a pause because they are, so it feels like with the Bonnie and Clyde, that's like loyalty, even the heart to heart. So you guys have a soulful connection. You already have a heart connection. You're already in somebody's heart space. Somebody could already love you. It feels like the love is unconditional. So rather than to kind of stay stuck in trying to figure things out that they can't figure out, to the point that they're like saying things that aren't true or making assumptions about you that push them away from you, this person just chose to take a pause until they were ready to, I guess, reconvene this investigation. You are being investigated. We have chained in reverse. They don't feel like they have to. They feel like they could walk away from you if they want to. So this is someone who doesn't want to. They don't feel weighed down by their connection to you. They don't feel like they have an unhealthy attachment to you. They don't feel like they're codependent on you. This could be someone who feels very independent. They feel like they could live with you or without you. But obviously with the heart-to-heart and deep conversations, the Bonnie and Clyde energy, there is this sense of loyalty that goes with their heart. People who have their heart also get their loyalty, in the sense that, you know, maybe I don't always like what you do, or I don't always like what you say, but I'm committed to empathizing. I'm committed to understanding. I'm committed to hearing your side of things. I'm committed to seeing things through. Somebody, it just feels like a partnership, a connection where someone actually is not just like emotionally tied to you, but also just invested, like a deliberate or an intentional, conscious decision to say, I trust you, I like you, and I'm committed to working on this, okay? Feels like a healthy connection that you have with somebody. Okay, but this could even be somebody that you're rebelling against, and we even have this falling under acceptance. It says rebelling, the black sheep, going against expectations and defying the norm. So I feel like that's why someone can't figure you out. They can't figure you out. And that could be That could be where they are, where they're just lost on the subject of you. And maybe they feel as if you are the one that's being rebellious. You could explain things. You could make it easier for them to see. You could make it easier for them to understand. But at the same time, you could also just accept where they stand currently and let that be enough. Especially if there's love involved. We have repo on the bottom of the deck. Ooh, and TikTok. So maybe this is a extension of someone's love, and maybe it is not. It's not something that can be counted on forever. So you could have someone that if they don't get to the bottom of this situation eventually, it says TikTok, deadline, procrastination, too busy. At some point in time, this person, their life could be speeding up. They could have things that are going on in their lives or things that happen quickly where they have no choice but to disconnect from you, or to take their heart out of the situation just because they're lost on the subject of you. And if you're rebelling against giving them the clarity that they seek, then the only thing that they really can do is accept that. And it feels like somebody's really healthy in that sense, you know. It's not easy to accept, especially with ghosting. Okay, that's kind of like where someone never gets the validation or they never get the validation or the closure. Okay, and that can create a very codependent situation, because your heart is already invested, or you guys already have some kind of emotional tie. So when you really can't pinpoint the reason why, or why you can't change something, why you can't fix something, you can become overly concerned with how someone feels about you. So this feels like someone who is very interested in you, but not to the point that they're going to like lose their sanity or lose their happiness or their peace to try to figure it out. This feels like somebody who is going to accept, you know, they're going to call a duck a duck, call a spade a spade. If somebody is rebelling, or somebody like literally wants to defy what they know would be the normal circumstance between two individuals who are like very good friends, or who are in love with one another, or who have love for one another, if this person, you know, is not emotionally stable or not emotionally mature enough to talk about it, and they keep ghosting or running away, or they're not invested, or they always kind of leave things up in the air, I feel like someone has a healthy way of dealing with that. It says acceptance. What else could you do? All right, this also could be acceptance too for some of you, with the individual who was trying to figure you out and trying to put you in the box, but they couldn't. We have love bombing, overly attentive, showered with affection for personal gain. So you could even have someone coming towards you, or someone that this is typically what they do. They love bomb you. They shower you with gifts or shower you with praises, in order to try to get more out of you, but it's not working. Okay, so somebody could also be in the energy of leaving this situation alone. That person could be ghosting, walking away, and accepting the fact that they're not going to get what they're looking for. All right, let's get more. What's in the energy currently, Spirit? What's going on? We'll take them. Temper your raw authenticity. Class clown, irritatingly popular, laughing through the pain and making fun. Okay, someone doesn't like how you deal with your temper. It feels like maybe someone wants to catch you when you're angry, or wants to catch you when you're sad, but you seem to have like an easygoing way of dealing with things. It says refined, so maybe this is your authenticity, but it's a part of your authenticity that you could have left to the side. It's a part of your authenticity that maybe you didn't bring to the forefront, but now that you are, it's making it hard for someone to see where you are currently. Somebody wants to pinpoint. I'm telling you, they want to pinpoint where you are emotionally, or pinpoint who, like they're trying to cast you, maybe try to cast you in a role. This could be trying to see themselves in relation to you. Okay, if you're this, then it means I'm that, you know, like somebody could be doing something like that here. But it feels like you ride the waves of life. You may have an easygoing nature. It says class clown. Okay, you could even be somebody. It's easy for you to poke fun at things, make fun of things, make light of things. Even if it's happening to you, you don't hold on to things. You may, sift through things, deal with things. It says your raw authenticity. So you're somebody who, really does face the truth. You face the raw or real things of life, but you also have a lighthearted side so that those things don't weigh you down or slow you down. Yeah, poetic justice, retribution, accountability, cold compassion. You could be a compassionate being. You could be, I'm laughing, so that must mean that someone is saying the opposite. Because what's coming out on the table, whoever you are, I feel like it just feels like judgment, point of view, people's perspective. Because the way I'm reading this energy is as something positive, but I feel as if whoever this person is trying to figure you out or pinpoint your emotions or put you in a box, like label you, whoever this individual is, they're irritated by the things that I just said, that I just stated. Like this may be someone who holds on to things forever. They harbor a lot of resentment. They don't know how to let things go. They can't turn the page. They can't let go of something that they don't have an answer to. They can't accept, what is. They don't take accountability. So the fact that you are accountable, the fact that you can be compassionate but cold at the same time, that's cold hand with a warm heart. It doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you a wise person. And that's the part of that scripture. Let them, it says, who among you is wise and understanding? Let them show it by their good life, by deeds done, and humility that comes from wisdom. So wisdom is knowledge applied. Someone's lived enough life to know what to let go of and what to hold on to, what really serves you and what doesn't serve them. So this is someone who's learned lessons and applied what they've learned. So it's going to show up as blessings in their life. And for some people, this could be a retribution. Like, or they owe them retribution. Because it says poetic justice. For some, they're reaping karma right now. There are people who are going through issues for the things that they have put this person through, but this person could care less about what they've done to them. It doesn't mean that that karmic reckoning isn't still coming. But does this person have to be unleashed like a wild beast for it to be their truth? No. Does this person have to, bleed out and consistently be in a place of love and loss and grief and sadness to show that they're compassionate? No. It feels like it's someone who's wise. They know when to put their emotions, get their emotions off the table. This could also be someone who is well aware of the karmic experiences that people may be having in relation to them. And for them, it's just poetic justice. They don't need to be angry. They don't need to overly express how they feel. They don't need to be extra because they've already healed the issue. So instead of, what do you do when you have an open wound? Open wound. They usually sear it with fire, or you can freeze it with ice, but you have to dead it. You have to cut it off. You have to stop the bleeding out. Somebody, I feel, is not understanding why you're not still bleeding out over a situation. Okay, now that could be a person rather than like that may be a specific person, maybe somebody different here than this energy I just got. I just picked that up, that could be somebody different. There's a second person or something like that to the situation here. So you have a karmic experience with someone, but you may also have another situation here with maybe someone you are connected to in high vibrational energy, and it feels as if you are not getting something that you want here, and someone is expecting you to bleed out. So it says time to think about more investments you're about to achieve or accomplish, a major one. I feel like it's your focus. Someone can't understand why you're not bleeding out over something, but I think it's just a matter of where you're choosing to focus. You could have put this situation on ice. This could be the person that walked out of your life, ghosted you, or has nothing to say. So while you may still have compassion, you may even have empathy. You may understand what this person is going through or why, but at the same time, you're not going to keep your heart open on a situation where nobody's on the other end of the line. That's like holding a phone. Why are you holding the phone when the other person isn't even there? And why would you continue to pour in your heart? Why would you continue to put your heart on the string and care to the point that it's affecting you mentally and emotionally when you could just go cold on the issue and turn your attention, your passion, your love, your heart, your focus, a fulfilled heart, a healed heart, a whole heart. You could give that attention and focus to yourself, to your investments, to the people that you actually, want to pour into. If you have children, there you go right there. There you go right there. There you go right there. Because kids need all of the love and positivity that they can possibly get. A lot of us grew up and we did not get enough. Some of us had 2-parent households and still didn't get enough. Full families and still didn't get enough. Whole communities and still didn't get enough. You're still looking for love to this day. So literally, it's a lot of places to pour that energy into than to allow it to go down a well or a cup that has a big hole in it because nobody's on the other end. And it feels like there's a situation here that's kind of like that. That could just be that person. They're wanting your attention back. They're wanting your focus back, but you've put it there before and it didn't work out well for you. Yeah, we have 7 of Swords in reverse. So this may be someone that long term is falling on Bonnie and Clyde. This is someone that's been in your life for years, possibly. What's the 7 of Swords? But it feels like it's not someone you trust. So you could be clocking somebody. You could be judging someone. Because you notice what tends to happen when you do connect with them emotionally, when you do pour that empathy into them. If it has a negative effect for you, then it's not good for you. It's not good for you. I don't care. I mean, obviously, if you pour attention, focus, love into anybody, they're going to feel fulfilled. But how does it affect you? It should give you just as much pleasure and fulfillment as it does the person that you're pouring into. But if it doesn't, if it does not feel good to you, then it is not for you. It's not healthy. And there's a whole lot of reasons why that may not be healthy. A lot of times it has to deal with the person who you're pouring into. Especially with the 7 of Swords in reverse, this is not someone that you can trust. What's the 7 of Swords in reverse? It's worse than the 7 of Swords in the upright. Sometimes it can mean that it is a deception and this person is still deceptive, but their deception has already been revealed to you. So honestly, at this point, it would just be stupid. It would be a very unwise decision because you already know how it goes. 7 of Swords in reverse says vigilance, sustained effort, and character flaws. The reverse 7 serves as a warning to the current not to relax her vigilance or efforts if only partial successes are gained over an opponent. So this person has put this is somebody long term. This is someone who's been in your life a long time. Now, this could be a friend. It could be a lover. It could be a family member. Anybody. Sister, brother, mother, father, best friend, don't matter. Whoever this person is, they set themselves up as an opponent to you. They put themselves in a place of competition or comparison. It says, similarly, any weaknesses in your personality, such as timidity or indecisiveness, could allow them to recover ground to your detriment. So this is someone who likes to, they're a predator. They're predatory. They may look for the time periods when you are in your heart, when you are in your emotions, when you are in your feelings, to see this as their time to recover ground in your life, or to sit in some seat of authority in your life, or to be seen higher than they actually have been behaving because you can't see them that way naturally. This could be someone that's trying to take an opportunity off of you, and I feel like you could have been warned about that. Where it says, do not, like, this is not someone that you don't want to just take their first, and you don't want to take the first initiation or their first action as a sign to, you know, let your guard down, because this person is trying to recover ground with you. This is someone who possibly could have been more important to you, or they had a higher seat of authority, or they felt more relevant. This could have been someone that you poured a lot into. But again, if you wised up, because you realize that when you pour into this person's cup, they don't pour enough back, and it also does not affect your reality positively. So you learn not to do that. That's wisdom. But for them, that's a karmic sentence. Obviously, whatever they're due, but how are they going to feel about it? If this is somebody who does not take accountability, they're always going to point the finger at you. So they're upset at you because they cannot get what they used to get from you, but they're not being whoever they were when you were able to give that to them genuinely. Or you are no longer the person that could not see them and how they were actually behaving, but now you can see, and so you move differently. Okay, so it just feels like you may have learned a lesson with somebody in your past, someone that you've known for years here, and because of your changes, it feels like you're being judged, but likely it looks like this is somebody that needs to be judged by you too. We have the Queen of Swords and we have the Six of Pentacles. This could have been someone that you were very generous with, or you had a very generous heart or spirit. This could even been someone that you were very open-minded with. You know, maybe you did not agree with them, or you did not see things their way, but you tend to be very, I don't know, just honest, upright. Maybe you never talked about this person behind their back. You don't drag them through the mud. Queen of Swords, just honest. You can trust them. You were trustworthy. You move with this person uprightly. You were always balanced, reciprocal. You know, you never took advantage of them. And that could be where the disconnect is, because the Seven of Swords is definitely someone who's taking advantage of you. And with the Seven of Swords in reverse, this is someone who already took advantage of you before. And they tend to come in whenever they think they can take advantage of you again. But I feel like you are standing in a place of honesty, clarity. Even with the Queen of Swords, this also is that those cold hands. Queen of Swords can have a warm heart. All of the queens are empathetic. That's one of the key components of the queen energy, is to have empathy. But this would definitely be with cold hands, okay? Cold hands and a warm heart. She don't play. Queen of Swords do not play. Male or female, but you don't play. And especially when it's someone who wants to connect with you emotionally, because emotional manipulation is a real thing. And the Queen of Swords, they'll cut your head off. They'll cut your head off. Off with their heads. That's, yeah, Queen of Hearts. Queen of Hearts, Queen of Swords. Off with your head. As sweet and as honest and as trustworthy and as, you know, whatever you want to call them. Queen of Swords, you can trust them. Queen of Cups, you can love them. But do not come with the trickery. Do not come with the fuckery, because it's literally off with your head. So let's sped up in reverse. Okay, Five of Wands in reverse. So you're not allowing things. You may be something is reoccurring. Things that have already happened before are happening again. But you're not allowing it to get to you. And this is getting rid of some kind of chaotic energy that was trying to reattach to you. Instead of getting frustrated, instead of, you know, going into this red zone or getting into that danger zone where you were emotionally temperamental, it says with the Five of Wands in reverse that you are instead compromising, resolving disputes through cooperation. Your peace. You're staying at peace, avoiding conflict and focused on solutions. Okay. I just hear somebody like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't have a care to spare. I don't want to focus on the problem. I want to focus on the solution. If you're a problem, I'm not going to look at you because I'm focused on solutions. So someone really just could not care about an issue, even though they see it, they're aware of it, but they just could care less. Yeah. And this is, whoever this is, temperance in reverse, this person is in the total opposite energy of you. You're not having it, you're not frustrated, you don't care, you're not going to get into it, you're not going to lose your shit about it, and so this person is. And the reason they could be is because they cannot get you to do it. This could be someone that does not, this could be the person I was talking about. They don't like to take accountability for anything. They like to project their issues onto others. This could have been something they wanted you to deal with, something they wanted you to heal, something they were hoping you would feel. But because you wouldn't feel it for them, they're having to feel it for themselves. They're having to, and you're going to feel it for 3 weeks. I just heard and you're going to feel it. You're going to keep feeling it. With this temperance in reverse, that's a demon. That's a demon energy. Temperance in the upright is an angel in your life. Temperance in reverse is a demon. So this is likely someone who wanted to make a sacrifice of you, maybe to feed another person. You know, I call it demons like minions. They work for others. So this could have been someone that was sent out, sent towards you by an entity, by a person ruled by an entity. Sometimes people don't even know why they do the things that they do. It's of no value, and they are usually very upset with the temperance in reverse. Upset, lost, you know, disgruntled by things that they brought on themselves. Because the temperance in reverse, that could be someone, like an angel in your life comes into your life because they're an answer to a prayer. A demon in reverse is an answer to some kind of weakness or vulnerability that you have. They want to prey on you or take advantage of you. They're the opposite of what an angel would be in your life. So whoever this person is, this is poetic justice. They are getting karma. They're getting, you know, this is situation is being corrected or balanced out. The scales are being balanced. The scales are tipping in your favor. And I feel like they are being held accountable. Maybe they wanted you to take the accountability for something. They couldn't figure out why you wouldn't, or why they couldn't get you to. I heard beguile. So maybe someone wanted to trick you into feeling accountable for something. But they're having to take that accountability now. They're having to sit with those feelings now. Yeah. So someone's having to deal with their own issues. Look, judgment on the bottom of the deck. Can't make it up. Someone is under judgment and literally being seen through. The High Priestess. These are 2 major arcanas. Very, very powerful cards. The High Priestess and Judgment. This High Priestess energy, they saw straight through this person. They saw straight through their actions. And I feel like they did not hold back casting judgment. And it feels like they had no choice but to. Like, this was the solution. The solution is to decide how you feel about somebody. The solution is to, if somebody's trying to put you in a box, you might want to go ahead and slap a label on their face too. Just go ahead and call a spade, because that's what they're doing to you. So I feel like, you know, they had their judgments, or they wanted to make an assumption about you. You made yours as well. And this is why you have peace. This is why you are at ease with the situation, or with this individual, or just with yourself. Like, you could care less because you've already handled it. Whatever someone is looking for, they're lost because they're not getting it. And that's the issue. They can't let go of what they can't seem to do, or can't seem to get you to do. All right, what else? Alright, you also have someone who's afraid that you've moved on, that someone else is taking their place. But this could be someone that you are not, like, you're not even around them. With ghosted, this could be someone that you walked away from. They're on the outside of the window. you're not even letting them in, but they're trying to peek in to see who are you connected with, what are you doing, who are what's going on with you. But it doesn't really matter what's going on with you if your time with this individual is through. For some of you, you have an ex or somebody from your past that just they refuse to let you go, to release you. Yeah, we have the Ace of Wands. Some of you do have a new connection, or you are moving forward with someone else, or you're being encouraged to. You may even just be with the Ace of Wands just attracted. You may be attracted to someone else. You also could be having like a breakthrough maybe in your dating life, or maybe other creative opportunities. What's the Ace of Wands? There's something else that's getting your attention, or somebody else who's turning your attention their way with the Ace of Wands. I usually say it's somebody turning you on. You're turning me out. You're turning me out. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, yeah, it could literally be anything. But you got a lot of new things on the table, or your attention is focused on things that are getting better, things that are going good. And it is because you are making these decisive decisions. It says the cyclic nature of life. The Wheel of Fortune talks about the karmic wheel being in your favor, moving in your favor. You're on the right side of karma. Lucky, serendipity, destiny, good fortune, turning points, and decisive moments are all relevant to this Wheel of Fortune energy. So you're being encouraged to move in a certain direction, but this is the Midas touch. This is like the magician, his wand with the Wheel of Fortune. So wherever you point your wand, it's like your magic wand. Whatever you say or whatever you want to do, if you put the work in, it will happen for you. It will have success for you. For some of you, you're moving into this time period, and it is because you got decisive. It's because of what you let go that you're able to actually grab hold of this opportunity. That's what the Wheel of Fortune is. It's an opportunity in your life. So that's whether it's a person, a job, a hobby, whatever it is, it's an opportunity, and it is because of what you're letting go of that you're able to grab hold of this new energy wave, which is taking you to another place. And there could be people that will not go with you. So they could be experiencing karma right now, because these are people who would not back down or would not let you go. It's like, yeah, literally, let my people go. It feels like somebody wanted to have dominance or control over what you do, or how you move, or how fast you went forward on something, or whether you went towards something at all. But the ball is now in your court, and the ball is now in your favor. So there is not a better time for you to take action on something than right now. And it's nobody else's decision but your own. And it feels like the people who were trying to run up against you with the Five of Wands, they're all getting smacked down at this point. I think that especially with the Seven of Swords in reverse and the Body and Clyde energy, if you've had a lot of people that you've given your heart to and they've moved maliciously with you, like to the point that you could literally like turn them in with receipts, okay, you could take them to court and win because you have so many grievances that you could have held on to, but you let them go in order for you to move forward, and these people are still trying to throw their little petty grievances out to hold on to you. They're all getting hit with karma. Every last one of them. And not because you're doing anything to them. It's because you let go and chose to not do anything. That's why karma is taking a hand. When you don't take things into your own hands, then the spirit that lives in you, the force that's pushing you, calling you forward, moving you, motivating you, that spirit handles those things for you. God handles those things for you. So I feel like you took your hand off of the issue. You did give it to God, or you let it go, or you just dropped it and said, I don't care what happens. I'm going to walk forward. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to take advantage of this new energy. I'm going to take advantage of this new opportunity. I'm going to take advantage of this opening. You chose to do something for yourself, and all of these people, this temperance energy, this could be multiple individuals, angry, mad, feeling some type of way, but they can't be mad at anybody but themselves. With you staying in a place of peace, you are not a cooperative component to their negativity or their negative energy. I just heard last laugh. So this could have been people that were laughing at you before, or they thought something was a joke, but they're not laughing now. In fact, some of them want to work with you. These are, you may have had people that were laughing at you before, and now they want to collaborate with the Three of Pentacles. Okay, what else? What's the chain in reverse? Oh, that was fast. The moon. Okay, so that's what you unchained yourself from. You released yourself from a cycle that was full of illusions. Okay, generally it feels like the illusions were cast around your intuition. So trying to block your intuition, trying to convince you that you don't know what you know, you don't see what you see, you shouldn't believe your own mind, you shouldn't believe your own heart. Fear. They wanted you to give in to fear. They wanted you to give way to fear. This could have even been people who throw shots at you subconsciously to try to tear down your confidence or make you not believe, or who want you to be anxious, delusional, or feel delusional. That could also have to do with your intuition. You could be so spot on or so dead on point with certain things that you have people who try to trigger you maybe back into, because we all have to battle fear. But you could have had a fear that you didn't really see what you saw, you didn't really hear what you heard, you didn't really feel what you felt, and you didn't trust yourself. Give you a couple years, you come back and you're in the same situation dealing with the same people, but you healed all that. You trust yourself completely and totally, because you now know that what you know is what you know. I had the High Priestess come out. So that's all knowing, honestly. The High Priestess card is somebody who is so heavily in tune with their higher self, with Source, that they can see a whole lot more than what the average human being is able to see, because they're not just tapping into their awareness like consciously, but also their subconscious. Okay, the information that is kept in the back of our minds, somebody can bring that to the forefront. So these, with the moon energy, people were able to hide around you. People were able to throw these low blows. People were able to shoot their shots, tear down your confidence, and not be caught on it. Now you're seeing them. Now you're hearing them. And now it feels like you're dealing with them in the moment. Yeah, it says deception. But the deception is being seen. Or either you're blocking it. Like you're not even allowing it anymore. So it could also be that people who were able to hit you with low blows, they can't get in anymore. It's not working. The moon could also speak to magic, spells, curses, but it's a no. It's a no. That's literally what it says on the card. And why? Your third eye. You're too awakened. You're too conscious. You're too aware of the things that are hidden and unseen. Or they're hidden. They're supposed to be unseen, unheard. Oh, I didn't hear what I hear. Oh, what I heard. Oh, you didn't say what you said. Oh, you didn't mean it that way. But somebody is like, yeah, no, I've had enough. Either you had enough roundabouts with this person in particular, or you had enough roundabouts with people who carry this demonic entity. With Temperance in reverse and the Seven of Swords in reverse. You could just be done playing games with people who move in demonic energy. Because you know the games they play. Even if you don't judge them harshly. You know, you can find yourself in that energy sometimes. But the way you choose to move and the way they choose to move is different for you. And it just feels like you detached. You know, you did not want to be connected with that. You did not want to move like that. You don't want to go tit for tat. You don't want to play those games with them. So you just chose not to. And this is what is bringing some kind of wish you have. You have a wish fulfillment coming through. Feels like you made the right decision in a situation where you were likely blinded. There were things that were happening behind the scenes, or energy, conversations, things hidden behind your back that you weren't aware of, but you were able to move around it. You were able to deal with it graciously, easily, and you're being rewarded for it. With the Nine of Cups, that's a blessing. Wishes coming true, blessings, satiety, abundance, achievements, and material success. So for some of you, this could even have some kind of financial success. Gotta make better investments. Better investments. Invest in the right people. Invest in yourself first. Yeah. Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. Toes. Invest in yourself first before you try to invest in everybody else. Invest in yourself. And if you've already done that and you saw how it did not help your mental health, it did not help your emotional health, and did not help you physically to stay stabilized, then hopefully this is a change that somebody is making in their life. We have the black sheep. Okay, this could mean that you are rebelling against everything that you learned growing up, against the way that your family did it, against the way that your friend group does it, against the way that society tells you to move, against what your husband, your wife wants you to do. It says rebelling, going against the expectations of others, defying what used to be your normal. Okay? And this is specifically for those of you who you found yourself investing in others and not investing in yourself. You can invest as much as you want to in someone else and they never do anything with it. And you just drain yourself. Just drain yourself and destabilize everything good that you have going on in your life because you're pouring into somebody else's bag, but not pouring into your own. So I feel like for whoever this is, you are choosing to invest in yourself, or someone else could be now investing in you. But this is going to be good for you. This is going to mean your stability, or this could even be a situation where you have someone else that you're going to be working with, which will create this extra added stability. Maybe you already are stable. Maybe you already learned to invest in yourself. So now you are in the perfect place to invest in another. But this person is coming in to invest in you. So it's cool. It's not co well, yeah, cooperative, but what's a better word? It's reciprocal. It's balanced. It's justice. Okay. Reciprocity. Yeah. For some of you, this is going to lead to a stable family life. It could even lead to a new job, a very affluent job or title, some kind of stability or security financially. For some of you, this also will have to do with something that's a tradition. It could be a tradition in your family and your lineage, your religion, or it could just be a traditional way of what your state, your country would see as stability. But you're going to be setting a foundation that will have long-term success. Okay, so this either has to do with family, it has to do with your actual home life. But for the majority of you, this really has to do with your finances, business, money, building an empire, something that will go down as a legacy. You're going to put your roots down. You're going to put your roots down. And it feels like you're going to have someone, someone who's going to help you do that. Someone's going to help you build. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave this live right here at that. And I will see you all in the next one. We woke up really early. I can hear my son. It's so quiet back there. He probably fell asleep. So I think I'm going to go take me a little nap too. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. I'm in love with your souls. See you in the next video. Bye.